So let's have a quick review the previous slides. So we discussed about what is software, what is computer program, what is system software. In system software, we discuss the types, operating system, utility programs, and middleware. What is middleware? Anybody knows?
So middleware doctor is like the middleman of the computer. You send him something and it sends it. So, something like that.
I mean, you are using some services right in the middle. You do not need to create this service.
Yeah.
You can use this service.
Yeah.
For example, the APIs, the application programming interfaces, there are many APIs. For example, online payment. You are creating a website. So website and customer are using. Customer is doing shopping on website, and when it times to come pay for the payment, we call some method, which is developed by or owned by like PayPal, as you know. So we are using that service, and same applies for between within the network. This you need some services, so you can call them for databases for online stuff. So there are many system or softwares available that can provide the role for operating system and the hardware. They're working as a middleman. Okay, we discuss the operating system, the functions of operating system, different type of interfaces. So some functions of operating system. Okay, we discussed this. I remember new frame computers, and they have a specialized operating system. Okay, from here, the mobile operating system. These operating systems are also called embedded operating systems because they are typically embedded within the device, a phone, digital camera, TV, and all other modern gadgets or devices. They have some embedded software which is already there while creating. Okay, so the first one is Palm OS. It's very small OS used in some devices. Windows embedded, Windows Mobile, Android, iOS, and we have many more nowadays. Utility programs. What is utility program? It says help perform maintenance or correct problems within the computers. Like we have hardware utilities, virus detection and recovery utilities, file compression utilities, spam and pop-up blocker utilities. In browser, you can control these things. In settings, all these settings are available, and you can install many utilities program. Network and internet utilities, these monitor the hardware and network performance and trigger an alert when a web server is crashing or network problem occurs. So in network room, usually in these kind of software, you can see where the network administrator, can all the time looking for the status of the computer, which node is down, where is the problem. So these programs will tell everything. Server and mainframe, utilities, and many more. So these utility programs are small programs, but they are very effective in terms of maintenance and fixing the problem. The memory management, the disk fragmentation. Have you ever used? Any idea about disk fragmentation?
No.
If you on your computer, it is available. It will manage the free space if they are remove some garbage values to free the space. Okay, this is also considered as an the utility program. You get the idea about utility program? You have antiviruses, all these are utility programs. Did you get the idea, guys?
Yes.
The purpose is maintenance and correct problems. So you have many small programs that helps you in your system. In your computer system, there are many programs related to the hardware, related to the software, related to the memory, the virus detection, recovery utilities. Your file is corrupt, so you can recover some data. File compression, WinRAR and WinZip and all other stuff for spamming and blockup. And there are many hundred of utility programs available. This is also type of the system software. Middleware, we discussed this, is a software that allows different systems to communicate and exchange data. It can also be used as an interface between the internet and the older system. Okay, older system especially is a previous major version that continues to be used. Middleware could be used to transfer a request for information from a corporate customer on the corporate website to traditional database on a mainframe computer and return the results to the customer on internet. The good example I gave you, the APIs, application programming interface. I want PayPal functionality in my website, so I will use the API of PayPal. Simply my website will call that system. When some event occurs, the API will trigger. Okay? Is that clear, guys? Middleware? You know the API? Have you ever used? Guys, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Application software, we discussed a lot. This specifically designed for some task, and the users are using hundred of applications nowadays. So applications give people, work groups, or entire enterprise the ability to solve problem and perform specific tasks. When you need the computer to do something, you use one or more application programs. Users are more concerned about application software than the system software. So what are the examples? Can you give me any examples? Application software?
Any application, like the one we're using it now.
Yes, very good.
Microsoft Excel.
Yes, the Office, the whole package. When you need the computer to do something, so you use one or more applications. Whenever we want computer to do something, we will open a application. An application will perform some specific task and can solve a problem. Okay, moving on. Company can develop a one-of-kind program, a specific application. The proprietary software is not in public domain. You can't talk into the shop and can walk into the shop and buy it. So this is one of the type of application, the proprietary software. It is not freely available in the market. These are they have the ownership of the software. So you must talk to the owner that you want to use it. If the owner allow you, then you can use it and customize that one. Otherwise, it is not available in the market. Alternatively, a company can purchase an existing software program called off the shelf, as its name shows, off the shelf. So you can go and pick up and buy it. So this is another type of off the shelf software, because it can literally be purchased off the shelf in a shop. So you can purchase from the shop, like you can go and bring a CD nowadays. But this system is also, getting obsolete now. Software as a web service is available. Like I am using here in my laptop with my university account. I'm using Office just by logging in by the university account, and university has already paid that thing. So off-the-shelf software is cheaper and often more reliable than proprietary software, but it may not meet company needs exactly. Yes, for organization point of view, you can purchase many software, but is it worth? It has some worth for the organization or not? Usually they don't have, because every organization has its own infrastructure, has its own system, has its own requirements. So most of the organization usually develop the software for specific purpose, which is called ERP. Every organization has its own ERP. Okay. Nowadays every organization has its app. Every small business has app. Any hospital, any school, they have app. So their app is different. They cannot purchase it. They cannot purchase from the shop. They need to develop it. And this is called proprietary software. Some common applications, and you are familiar with this: word processing, spreadsheet, Excel, database applications, some graphic programs. So can you give me the example of graphic programs?
Blender, Doctor.
Printer?
Blender.
Blender, yes. It's good.
Photoshop?
Photoshop, yes. Illustrators, we have Paint. So there are many. Software suites and integrated software packages. Suites or packages, it means they have a collection of small programs like Sun Microsystem Star Office or MS Office. These are packages and suites, we call them, because these are they come in collection. Okay, now programming languages. You should be familiar with this, because in coming semester, hopefully you are going to learn different languages. In this semester, you guys have any programming course?
Yes. C++.
C++. Okay. Who's teaching? I think Mr. Mahmood. Oh, okay. Yes, so you are going to learn the basic how to do the program. I mean, if statements, loops.
Yes, things like
pointers, file system. You will learn all these things. So good. Both operating system and application software are written in coding scheme called programming languages. So your all application softwares and operating system both have already been written in some language. Programming language provides instructions to the computer system so that it can perform a processing activity. You know what is computer program? When you write a program in C++, so what you wrote in that? What we call those written statements? Those are instructions, right? So what we call it in Arabic, tawjihat. Am I right?
Right.
Okay. So majmua tawjihat is called what? Collection of instruction is called, set of instruction is called computer program. Okay, and that computer program is written in some form which is called a language. Okay, if statement, while statement, see out, see in. So you're writing in some statement, and this is called high level language that we can also understand these things. Okay, so operating system or application software, these are the collection of programs, set of programs. In operating system there are many programs, in application software there are many programs. Okay, because they have a different functionalities, so every functionality has its own set of instructions. So IS professional work with programming language, which are set of keywords, symbols, rules for constructing statement by which people can communicate instructions to be executed by a computer. So all professionals, your developers, programmers will work with the programming languages, which are set of keywords, like if there are some specific symbols, there are some rules. So all collectively, written by the professionals so that computer can execute or perform some task. Programming involves translating what a user wants to accomplish into code and that computer can understand and execute. So it is a language. So program usually written for the computer, but computer don't understand these high level languages. When you press the run button, so your code, your all statements that you have written in a program will be converted or translated into some other form like assembly language, then machine language, then 0 or 1, and computer can understand all that stuff. So usually for the programming languages, we have compiler or interpreter. Some languages are using compiler, some using interpreter. There are minor difference between them, but both are used for translating and the code into some other form so computer can run. Is that clear, guys?
Yes, Doctor.
Can you name some programming languages?
Java, C++, C.
Some modern languages?
Python.
Yes. R language, Python, R are very famous nowadays. We have Ruby, Scala. So there are many new languages available and every language has its own pros and cons. But the traditional language is C. All other languages, Java and C# is also developed from C. They are inspired from the C language. After C, there was a C++, then the Java and all other stuffs came in the market. We have also Visual Basic, useful for creating Windows application. Here you can create, the menus, buttons, and all that stuff easily. Java, you are familiar with this. Java can be used for different purpose. C and C++, very powerful language used to create commercial software such as Windows. Assembly language used to create fast, efficient programs. In assembly language, you directly work with the registers. For example, AX, BX, these are registered. Save data to AX, save data to BX. So they have a different syntax or format assembly language. Are long and difficult for a human to read because we are using the register directly in that. So it's not easy for everyone to understand that thing. Few people can write because you are directly communicating with the hardware or your architecture. Prolog, specialized language for creating knowledge-based system. It is also a good language for knowledge-based, kind of a when you need to create a system like answering the query of the customer for your organization. So you can create some rules in this language in a specific syntax and you can create such kind of systems. Okay. Software bugs, defect in a program that keep it from performing as it should. Some tips for reducing impact of a software bugs. Register all software. Access support area of the manufacturer website for patches. Install latest software updates. Updates and patches are normally available on every organization that has a network. So updates, you are familiar with this. All applications, every time they are asking for, they release some updates, and sometimes in updates they fix the previous problem. And same apply for the patches. Patches is for just looking around for the whole website or the network area. Is there any problem in that? So they check everything there. After a few, I mean, they have a schedule for checking, and maybe after 2 days they will check all the computer, the whole website. In our university, sometimes we receive that turn your computers on, so we are going to apply some maintenance on that. Okay, so what is bug? Bug is a kind of a problem. So there is also, there are different types here: bugs, error, failure. So what is the difference? Anybody knows difference between bug and error?
No.
And failure? So bugs leads to error, and error leads to failure. Okay, bug can be a small defect, small issue. Maybe you put the integer, and you need to put the integer, but you put the character there. So program that keeps it performing as it should. Now your program is running, but your output is not correct. Okay, so if you have many bugs, so bugs can lead to many errors. And if you have many errors, that may lead to the failure of the software. Okay, sometimes you fix one bug and 80% errors can be fixed. Okay, is that clear, guys?
Yes.
Copyrights and licenses. Most software products are protected by law using copyright or licensing provision. In some cases, you are given unlimited use of software on 1 or 2 computers. In other cases, you pay for your usage. If you use the software more, or you pay more. Some software now requires that you register or activate it before it can be fully used. Okay, what is the difference between copyright and license? Anybody knows?
Again, please, doctor.
Copyright and licenses, what is the difference?
Licenses is, I think that you're licensed to do something A and B and C. Copyrights are only you can do this.
Sorry, what is license?
A license is it's mostly governmental, that you can do the action that you're doing on the business or whatever.
Okay. I would explain this like license. I'm using Office in my laptop by using the email ID of my university. When I log in through email of university email, I can use Microsoft Office in my laptop. Okay, so it means university has purchased a license. All the faculty members can use this. So it means university has purchased many licenses. Okay, now you understand what is license?
Yes.
Okay. So you are using one software. So how many license you are going to purchase? So maybe 10, maybe 20, maybe 40, maybe 50. Okay. But you have to purchase that. If you have the license, you can use that software. Okay. Another thing is copyright. Copyright, that this software belongs to me. No other body can use this, or no other body can create a copy of this. If you will create the copy of this, you will be in trouble. As I told you, I guess a few years back, I put the link for online cricket match on my website, and next day I receive an email from the lawyers that please down this, like this is illegal. Same like on your television, on channels, sometimes you can see the products are blurred on some programs because of the copyright. Even they cannot show the Apple logo there on television. They must take the permission. So these are the copyright issues. Okay.
Okay.
So in some cases, there you are given unlimited use of software on one or two computers. On one or two computers, you can use many licenses, but only one or two computers. Okay. In other cases, you pay for your usage. If you use software more, you pay more. So there are some cases there. Okay, these are the different types of licenses we have: single user, multi-user, and concurrent user site license. Single user permits you to install software on one computer, or sometimes two computers used by one person. Multi-user, as its name, it means many users can use this. Specify the number users allowed to use software and can be installed on each user's computer. For example, a 20 user license can be installed in 20 computers for 20 users. Like the university, the organization usually can do this. They can purchase the number of multi-user license. We are using many software here, and all faculty members are using, and some students can use in the lab many softwares. So it means university have multi-user license there. Concurrent user designed for network distributed software. This license allows any number of users to use the software, but only a specific number of users to use it as same time. Yes, for example, the PeopleSoft we are using, but we have the license of that, and it is on the network, and there are some certain number of users can use that one. Like Zoom, we are using Zoom. So how many people can enter in the Zoom one time? So maybe we have some concurrent user license, maybe 200 or 300, but not more than this. And it is network distributed. Is that clear?
Yes.
Site license permits the software to be used anywhere on a particular site, such as college, campus, by everyone on the site. So this is a website specifically designed on network, and it can be accessed from anywhere, such as college. So the PeopleSoft and the the e-services that we are using of the college, or the Blackboard, we can access from anywhere, right?
Right.
Okay, this is our last slide. Freeware, open source software. Open source software distributed typically for free with source code, like Linux and Unix operating system. You can use it and you can customize it. The code is also available. Shareware, freeware, and public domain software that is made available to the public for free. Can you name some free softwares?
Google Chrome.
Yes, and many more. We have so many software available. Software upgrades. When software companies stop supporting older software version or releases, some customers feel forced to upgrade to the new software. Deciding whether to purchase the newest software can be a problem for the organization and people with a large investment in the software. Yes, some software they stop. Like car, some model of cars are not available now, right? For example, can you name some model of car?
Chevrolet Caprice.
Like
Chevrolet Caprice.
Chevrolet
Caprice.
Caprice is not available. They are not creating now. So what
Yes.
if some company is using this? So what they will do now? They will face little bit problem in that, right? Because the new model is not coming. So they have to switch to some other company. The services are not available. What is the name of that car? It's a big long car. I forget the Ford.
Crown Victoria.
Which one? Sorry, I didn't get you.
The Crown Victoria.
Crown Victoria. Yes, and there is other also in the same shape, Ford. So there are a few. I think the last was in 2011, I guess.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So it means you are forced to change your model because after 2011 the car is not available. So now the people will buy something other. The same applies for the software. The older versions, maybe they have stopped upgrading. So organizations and people are forced to buy a new or change the software. So this can be a problem for organization and people with large investment in software. Global software support can educate support be provided for users in all locations. So some good companies they have this support available all over the world or maybe outside the country. You can see if you can get some support for the software. Okay, so this was the last slide. So we are able to finish our chapter number 4. So is there any question, guys? So far, things are very straightforward.